the Mumbai Indians. So let's get the most successful team in IPL history. And they have gone all out to ensure that their opening combination will be worth 31.25 crore, which would be the most expensive opening pair in the IPL. So let's put Tishan and Rohit together where you think they're likely to play. Surya Kumar Yadav at 3. Now some question marks can come in. Would you go 4-5-6 with Devil Brevis, Kyron Pollard, and Tim David? Would there be a case to perhaps see an Indian player somewhere in the middle of those three? Dan, how would you go about it?
I think David is used to batting at 5, and so David at 5 and Pollard at 6, I think would be your starting point.
Tim David does bat 4, doesn't he? Or is that too high for him?
He has. They haven't. I feel like I haven't seen him that often bat that high. I think that. I mean, it's more around that 5-6 finishing role. But he's a good enough player. There's no doubt about that. It's just how he's been utilised. They could even fit a Fabian Allen somewhere in there as well, and if they went all three of those all rounders.
It would still require one. It would still require Pollard to bat 4 then, between Pollard and David. Are you willing to have Pollard or David?
No, I'm saying Fabian Allen even bat up there at 4.
Okay. So let's put in Fabian Allen. Yes, Wasim, please.
Yeah, I think I would be keen to play Anmolpreet Singh at 4 and then Tim David and Pollard at 5 and 6 because number 4 is somebody who can build and obviously hit. So, one of those guys. So Anmolpreet had played for them before. So possibly
I think opened in the absence of Rohit Sharma, Anmolpreet, when he did play. That's interesting. Yeah. Mumbai tend to throw a few surprises every now and then. So we'll see if any of their uncapped players get a gig. Right, let's fill in the rest of the team. Let's put Pollard in at 5 for the time being and Tim David at 6. And we'll come back to number 4. So Pollard at 5, Tim David at 6. Now let's fill in an interesting bowling lineup, different looking. Bumrah certainly down the order. Bumrah, Murugan Ashwin, GS to start over Markande.
Yeah, I think you can start with Ashwin and then see how it goes.
Yeah, I think Bumrah certainly batting 9 in this team now, and he likes where his batting is going these days. Jaydev Unadkat would certainly play. You think ahead of any of the other Indian team options that they have, certainly to start. Wasim, Jaydev Unadkat to start.
I think so. Yeah, the second seamer probably.
Yeah, so Unadkat, Murugan Ashwin, Jasprit Bumrah. That's the 3. Now there's always room for an overseas seamer here. Let's leave Jofra Archer out, shall we? That's a conversation for a year from now. Dan, Mills, Sams, Meredith. Sams gives you the extra batting.
I think Mal Mills will give you that chance. I think Sams you got to look at as a batting all-rounder. I think he's a decent bowler, but I think he could slide in at 7. But I forgot Tamal Mills was there. I think he'll definitely get the start.
Okay, which again illustrates my point that Bumrah is going to bat 8 maybe, if not 9, because you've got Murugan Ashwin, Tamal Mills, all vying for that 10 and 11. But let's put Mills in that team for the time being. Now there is a case to perhaps play Sams as well, and then play Anmolpreet at 4. Or would you go Devil Brevis, little baby AB as he's being touted by everybody in the world? So what would be your how would you go, Dan, if you were making this?
I think it'd be either Sams or Fabian Allen, depending on conditions. I think they may like that Fabian Allen in the Krunal Pandya role, so it gives them that options around there.
So Sams and Allen. Okay. Yep. There's a very good chance here that number 4 spot JS could be either Anmolpreet, like Wasim says, or it could be the one Indian domestic player they throw in. That could be Tilak Verma. That could be Sanjay Yadav. Sanjay Yadav does a bit of what Krunal Pandya essentially does: left arm spin as well as left hand bat. You've got Tilak Verma in that team too, who's more of a bat, of course, for Hyderabad. Left hand batter who bats at 3. What do you think is ideal for that team?
I think that's the options they have. They could play Anmol or Tilak Verma and play this combination, or they could play Sanjay Yadav instead of Fabian Allen and open up an overseas slot and play Brevis at top. You can also play Daniel Sams if required in the role of Tamal Mills in case Mills is not in form or something like that. So you do have multiple options for sure, and that's the flexibility you want in a squad. But yes, the bowling still is slightly on the thinner side compared to maybe previous Mumbai attacks.
Anyone buying my theory of the reason they've gone Pollard, David, even Brevis? They'll probably start with that, and they'll play Sanjay Yadav, who does the job that that Krunal Pandya does. I mean, they paid 1.7 crore for Tilak Verma. They rate him highly. He's a left-hand bat, so maybe they'll play him at 3 and Surya at 4, or Surya at 3 and him at 4 with Kishan going down. Any takers for that? Or do you think Fabian Allen's a key cog here to balance this team out? Dan? Yes.
I mean, I don't know the Indian options as well as you guys.
Neither do
so
I.
I'm just I'm just thinking Fabian Allen and what he's done as of late and teams around the world. I think they'll want to give themselves that all-round option and feel like he has the experience to it. Plus his fielding as well is amazing.
So Gedu's nailed it here. He's given me the perfect combinations here. So he's got the red in. Yeah, Wasim, what do you make?
Yeah, I think Pollard, David, and Fabian Allen makes a very good 5, 6, 7. That's a very explosive batting lineup. But the bowling, obviously, looks a little thin with Anmol Preet at 4. They do need to, find the right balance. But yeah, it's not the old MI that we all know of. So they have to get used to that places and the numbers they are going to play.
Yeah, that'll be a call they need to make. Yeah, GS.
So remember, Ishan Kishan didn't open much for MI. He used to bat at number 4. So if they want, they also have that option. Ishan Kishan can come at number 4, just like how old times say, instead of Hardik and Kunal, you have Tim David and Sanjay Yadav. Because Akash did mention before in a press conference that they're looking at filling Hardik's role with Tim David. And otherwise, they don't need to change the combination. And Anmol Preet, like Wasim says, has opened before. He could kind of open with Rohit, and they could take it from there. That could be another option. That way, they don't have to change too much of what they've been doing all these years.